Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Friday, September the 29th, right? Yeah, 2023. This is Flosstube number 52. I am a day early. I know. I think I'm going to be busy tomorrow, and I got off work early today, Friday. So I figured I would go ahead and just film a day early in case I was busy this weekend and didn't get a chance to film, because I know a lot of you were very concerned and heartbroken that my video was late last time. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me just do it early this time. So I forgot what I was going to say. Considering that I filmed a late video last time and I'm doing a day early this time, I don't have as much to show as I normally do. Plus I was still, as you saw in the last one, I was still kind of feeling a little off. And I slowly started kind of getting back into it, but it was like there was just some days where I was just not really feeling it. And so I was kind of riding the struggle bus a little bit. But I think the stuff, except for one piece, the stuff I did work on, I did get a decent amount done on it. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitch. I do work on like all different kinds of projects, big, small, whatever. And I usually have some type of project for everybody because I do a very wide variety of stuff. If you're returning to my channel, I'd like to welcome you back. Thank you so much for watching and following along, even though I've had a really cruddy September with my stitching. I remember last September, I started all September and I did a new project every single day of the month. Yeah, and here I am like struggling just to work on the things that I did work on this month. But anyway, hopefully October will be better. Hopefully the rest of the year will be better. So anywho, let me go ahead and show you my board. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be because, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot to show. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. So this might be a bit of a shorter video. Maybe I will just drag my sentences out to keep my video at an hour. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at my board. See if I can keep the ring light off of it. Oh, I think so. It's on my glasses instead. So as you can see, I only have one goal completed. That one right there. Right there. But it is a finish. How exciting. So I did get a finish, but that was the only goal that I got completed. So, yeah. I know I didn't show it for very long, but I'm fixing to show you the pattern, or the pieces. So, okay, let's go over the whips I did work on. So the first thing I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Patchwork Quilt Room. Artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. And, yeah, here we go. This is max color, regular size max color. So it's 700 by 490, has 238 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that pretty? I started my piece in the upper left-hand corner, up in this section up here. And my goal for this piece is to get it to 2%. And what did I need for it? Where is it on my list? I needed 1,100 stitches to get the goal completed. I did 500 on it. So I still need 600 stitches to complete the goal. I'm doing this with, on a 20 count, easy count Aida, with 2 threads, full cross. It's over 1 because it's Aida. So this is where I'm at with it. I did 500 stitches, kind of focused on filling in this area up here. So this is where I worked at on filling this in here. And this is where I'm at with it so far. So I am currently at, hold that in front of my face so you don't have to look at it. I am currently at 6,259 stitches completed out of 343,000, and I am at 1.82%. So if I pull this, when I pull this again, not if, when I pull this again, if I can get a good stitching session in, I should be able to get that goal done. Because like I said, I believe I just need about 600 more stitches to get this completed. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is from Stitching Jules Design, who shouted me out, by the way, on her community page. Thank you so much, Jules. But she has a Flosstube and an Etsy page and a website. And I always say I'm gonna link all three, and I always forget to link her website. But I will link both her page. At minimum, I'll link her page and her Etsy, her Flosstube page and her Etsy page down below. But this is Sea Turtle Monochrome. And it is, hang on, let me double check the size here. Hang on a second. It's at the end. 270 by 150. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. She has a lot of monochrome pieces. I currently have 3 of them started. And then she has other patterns besides monochrome too. And I have a few more of hers that I've bought that I'm going to start next year. I just have to get fabric for them. So anyway, my goal for this piece is to finish it, and it needed 7,834 stitches to complete it. I did another 600 on it. And hang on, I have to zoom out on Pattern Keeper so I can see what direction this goes in. Because it still doesn't look like anything right now. I can see some of the details coming in, but if you don't know what you're looking at, you're like, what is that? It's a black mess of stitches. I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida in the color Coastal from Picture This Plus. And like I said, I did 600 more stitches on it. So let me figure out what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to floss tube. Here we go. So that's where I'm at with it, right? Is this the way? Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So this is where I'm at with it so far. So this is the back of its head right here. So the head will continue out this way, and you can see some of the shell starting to come in right here. This is the base of the shell right here. Yeah, this is the base of the shell right here, and this is some of the side of the shell coming in. So that's where I'm at with it so far. So like I said, my goal for the year was to finish it. I am currently at 1,100 stitches done out of 8,334. I am at 13.2%. So I need another 72 and the 34. So 7,234 stitches to get this done. There are some days where I can do 1,000 stitches in a day. So if I kind of like count those. Okay, so I average about 500 a day. Sometimes I can get a lot more. But I'm estimating 10 more stitching days on that if I do 500 a day. If I do more than that, obviously it would be less. But I mean, so that's actually kind of attainable. Like when you think 7,000 stitches, wow, that's a lot of stitches. But I will typically, I mean, there are some days where I do a lot less, and there are some days where I do a crap ton more. I mean, I think my max was 1,200, no, more than that, 12 to 1,400 in one day, but it was like a really easy stitch. No, my max ever that I did, but this was before I started doing, before I got back into Flosstube. The most amount of stitches I'd ever done was, it was tent stitch. So if you count them, like when you're counting for like Facebook games and stuff, you have to cut your tent stitches in half. But the most amount of stitches I'd ever done was on Honeymoon Sunset. I did 4,002 tent stitches on it in one day. I did that 2 days in a row too, an entire weekend. Didn't have the boys. I didn't do Flosstube at the time, and I was only in like 1 or 2 games, so I didn't really have to post it all. So I was just stitch. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's actually not that bad. If I stick with my 500 that I typically average on a weeknight, that would be about, no, I lied. It's not 10 stitching sessions. It would be 14. Not counting those 34 stitches, I need 7,200. 15. Jesus. I cannot. So maybe this video will be an hour because apparently I can't think at all. So yeah, 15. I don't know where I was getting 10. 15 stitching sessions if I stick to the 500. But I think that I could probably do more than that when I work on it. So maybe less than 15. Okay, so anyway, the next thing I'm going to show you, next thing I'm going to show you is from Stitchrobia, and this is called Awesome Myth. This is my narwhal pattern, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that cute? It says, "Be so awesome, people think you're a myth." It is 101 by 140, and I am doing this on, I think this is an 18 count white opalescent Aida with 2 threads. And my goal for this one is also to finish it. I did, I needed, my stuff is not in any particular order, so like trying to look at this, I just keep looking over this list again and again and again. Awesome Myth, here we go. To finish it, I needed 4,000 stitches plus a little bit of back stitching. I did 6,000 on, no. Should I start this over? Nah, screw it. I did 600 more stitches on it. So I still need 3,400 stitches to go. So this is where I'm at with it so far. I have done a total of 2,100 stitches out of 5,303, not counting the back stitching because I have it in Pattern Keeper. And I am at 39.60%. So I am doing that thing that I've mentioned in a previous video where I have my colors in Pattern Keeper sorted from the most amount of stitches to the least amount of stitches. So when I pulled this out, I would take the color that, let me zoom out here. So like when I take this out again, I'm gonna pull color 747, pull a length of my thread, and then come up here and work on that part up there. When that length runs out and I check off the stitches completed, then that's gonna drop down, and then I would select color number, yeah. So there's 310 stitches left to 747, so that's gonna drop up, like come up, and then I would select color 809, do a length of that, and then that one would drop up, and I would go to 554, and I would just keep doing that over and over and over. So yeah, I do have a color completed on here, and that is 3811. I think it just had a couple stitches. And I do have one here that only has 2 stitches left, and that is color 519. I see one there. Where's the other one? I don't know. It's like 1 stitch there. Oh, and one stitch there. Gotcha. Okay. Anyway. So I did, so 600. I needed 4,000. So what's that? 4,000 minus 600 is, I already said this too, 3,400. So everybody, what is 3,400 divided by 500? 7 stitching sessions left on this. Next up, this is House. It is the 2020 Stitch Along from Steotch. Looking for the cover photo. Here we go. So this is House from the TV show. And my goal for this, so what I did was they give you a color palette of, I think it was like 6 colors or 7 colors, but you could change the colors to whatever you wanted if you kind of stay within a similar color palette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 colors. And so when this came out in 2020, I had selected 4 ranges. I selected oranges, greens, pinks, and purples, and I couldn't decide which one. And so I was asking the opinion of the other stitchers on that page at the time, and we all came up with the bright idea of me doing all 4 on one piece, like a Andy Warhol kind of thing. So that's what I started doing. My goal for this was to complete, so it was divided up into like 6 or 7 parts. My goal for this was to complete part 2. I already have part 1 done. My goal was to complete part 2 in all 4 color schemes. So this is where I'm at with it so far. These 2 up here are completely done. Looks like he has a mustache right here. Excuse me, I mustache you a question. But I still have my little transformer going on down here with these 2. I have done, oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh God, where is it? I did 700 stitches on this. So 1 more stitching session and this should be done. Because I want to say that it was about 360 stitches to this one. I had this one needed both the border and the face. This one just needed the face. But I think this one was maybe about 350, 360 stitches to get part 2 done. So 1 more stitching session and this will be done. So there's that. And I'm not saying all 6 threads I'm using in all 4 color palettes, but yeah. So there's that. Okay. Next up is the one I did the least amount of stitches on. This is an Old Dimensions kit that I had. It's called Walking to Town. Designed by Fred Swan, and that's what it's going to look like when it's done. It's a really pretty piece, and I like it overall, but I was working on this last night, and I had stuff, I had some stuff around the house I had to get done anyway, so I wasn't planning on stitching for a long time, but for some reason, I just could not get into this piece. My goal is to do 1,000 stitches on it. I got 250. Now, granted, it's actually more than 250 because a lot of this was like half cross, which I only count I count 2 half crosses for a stitch because of my games. So it really was more than 250, but I only counted 250 because of that. So anyway, I just had a hard time getting into this piece last night. So I only did 250 on it. So I still need 750 to complete this goal. But this is where I'm at with it so far. I did not work this park thread in. What I did do was I came up here and I started working on this tree up here. Is that? Oh, I didn't do the side. I was like, why is it all crooked? Never mind, because this side still has to be done. But yeah, I came up and worked on this tree up here. So, like I said, I really like the piece. It's very pretty, but it's just, I was not feeling it last night. But that's okay. I'm sure when I pull this out again, because I felt like I was rushed because I knew I was on limited time anyway, and I was trying to find a good starting point. And you know, these dimensions kits, it's like, well, this one is like, 3 strands of half cross, and this one's 2 strands of half cross, and this symbol that's the same symbol but a different color is 2 strands of this color and 1 strand of this color, and it's like I was having a hard time kind of finding a good starting point, and I think that's part of it. So anyway, okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is one of my year-long projects. This is my temperature piece from Teeny Weeny X Stitch. This is the Magic Potion Temperature Cell. This is a mock-up of what it could look like. This is for anyone who doesn't know what a temperature stitch along is, basically they have all different kinds of ones out there. I know Stitch and Mommy has a lot on her Etsy shop. She is currently stitching one that she designed. It's a Quaker one, and she has like little dog paws and a tree and all that stuff. So anyway, basically you kind of are tracking the temperature of whatever year you want. A lot of people do the current year. Some people will want to do one and have it be the year that a significant other or themselves were born, like when they're kids, the year their kids were born. Some people will, if they do a lot of traveling, they will do the temperature where they currently are. So it's kind of neat seeing, I've seen some where they do the temperature where they currently are and they do a lot of traveling. So it's like a huge range of temperatures. But anyway, this is a mock-up of what it could potentially look like. So for this one, each shelf is a month. My December got cut off, and each bottle is a day. So my stupid self said in my whip parade at the end of last year that I wanted to have this thing done by the end of the year. So to where like on December 31st, all I had to do was stitch December 31st bottle and I would be done. Yeah, seriously doubt that's gonna happen. But anyway, so this is Pattern Keeper compatible. So I do have this in Pattern Keeper. And where is it? Here it is. There's no back stitching in it. So it is a total of 27,786 stitches. Last time you saw it, I needed 24,986 stitches. I did 1,000 stitches on it. So that was a pretty good stitching night for me. So I'm doing this on a piece of fabric from Bestitch Me, and it is a 32 count opalescent linen in the color It's a Mystery. And I got the January shelf completely done. So let me hold it up like that. And the kind of pink colors, those are like the days where the low, I said because I'm in Florida, so it's hard to get like, it's usually like in the 80s all the time. So I always held off on doing this, but I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and do one. So I've been doing the average temperature unless the low of the day drops below 30, and then I'm gonna do the lowest temperature range. And if it's, if the high is above 90, I'm going to do that's like the high of the day. But also I do have colors for if it's over 100, and usually the highs and the low, usually the highs in this part of Florida don't go above 100, but we do have days where the heat index is above 100. So I gotta see, I'm gonna see if I can Google what days the heat index was over 100, because we've had a few days of those in the summertime. So anyway, the low was like below 30 on this day. So I did the low here, and there was actually a few days where it's like those colors. But for the most part, it was pretty mild. The green is the 70s, and the purple is the 60s, the blue is the 50s. So I got January's shelf completely done, and I came down and started filling in February. I already had this started last time. So I started working on February once I got January done. But we're in September. We're actually almost in October. I got a ways to go. So I have a total of 3,800 stitches done out of 27,786. I am at 13.68%. And we should be over 50% at this point. I should have done what Stitch and Mommy did and work on it every single Sunday. I probably should do that. I should probably pick like maybe at least 2 days a week to work on it so that I can like get it knocked out. But I have other pieces that have a lot more stitching that needs to be done. So like these goals ain't gonna get done. I'm sorry, Carmen. These goals are not gonna all be done by the end of the year. There ain't no way. No way in hell this is gonna get done. But anyway, the next piece I'm gonna show you is another year-long stitching piece. This is from Design Works, and this artwork is by Krista Hamrick, and this is called Coffee Break. That is what it's gonna look like when it's done. My cover photo is like all kinds of like jacked up. But anyway, this is called Coffee Break. My goal for this is to do 18,000 stitches on it this year. Last time you saw it, I still needed 13,000 stitches to complete the goal. I did another 500 on it. I'm just using whatever came in the kit. I think it's a 14 count white Aida. And when I work on pieces, I have this one, I have a baby themed one, I have a Christmas themed one that I have started those two as well, and then I have like a wedding themed one that I have not started that I'm going to go ahead and start next year. But so for pieces like this, oh, and I have an ocean one too. For pieces like this, I like to do the entire block including the back stitching before I move on to the next one. So so let me show you where I'm at. Well, let me show you where I worked first. So I did 500 more stitches on this. I got more of this border over here. I got this border filled in. I did a lot of like all the back stitching up here is done. This is the Frappuccino, frappe, whatever they want to call it. Frappe. So 500 more stitches on that. And then let me go ahead and show you the other two blocks I already have done. So this year I have finished the Americano block, and I started and finished the Cappuccino block. So I still need 12,500 stitches to finish this goal, not finish the piece. Okay, where's my bag? Oh, here it is. All right. My last whip, which isn't even a whip. Why do you ask? Because it's done. So my last thing I'm going to show you is my finish, and I don't need to show you the cover photo because it's done. This is from Stitch Robia, and this is called More Than Yesterday. And hang on, I'm just looking to see how many stitches I did to finish it. I did about 1,000. And here it is. I did this on a 16 count, or maybe it's an 18 count opalescent Aida, white opalescent Aida. And this says, I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday, you really got on my nerves. I got this because of my children, and I'm going to whenever I get around to taking it, like framing it, I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to hang it outside their room so that every time they walk out of their bedroom, they share a bedroom. Every time they walk out of their bedroom, they will look at that and be reminded. I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday, you really got on my nerves. And if you've never thought that about your children, you are a big fat liar. Yeah. Or anybody in particular, even a significant other. Okay, so that can go over there. All right, so I did bust out my board. I do like I like the fact that I was able to get one goal done because now I have a reason to bust out my board. Ta-da! my giant board. I'm sad that I'm only marking off one thing though. Hopefully I can remedy that next time. Got my Blue's Clues marker. And it's way down here. Yeah, okay. So let's mark this off. And we'll put an asterisk by it because that was a finish. I took the advice of a few people and I decided to make a specific mark for my finishes. So my finishes for the year, 1, 2, 3, I have 4 finishes this year. And I think I said I wanted to finish like 9 projects, maybe more. I don't know. All right, let me bring this down. I gotta bring it down like this. All right, hang on. I'm struggling. Oh my God. Let me bring my leg up, bring the board down. Oh, my sweet Jesus. Okay. Ah! There we go. Okay. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. 89 goals done out of 139. Should have been 140, but we're not going to talk about that. 89 goals done out of 139. How many goals are left? Quick, raise your hand. 50? I really am very smart. I promise. 50 goals left. That's not too bad. Oopsies. But, like I said before, some of these have a lot of stitches that need to be done. I am well aware that some of my whips I have set very unrealistic expectations for. So, we'll see what happens. All right, let me throw these down here for a minute. So, last couple videos, so 2 videos ago, I had picked out a shit ton of projects, right? And I had made a comment that I was having decision paralysis because I had so many to pick from. So maybe it was 3 videos ago. Anyway, there was like last video and maybe the one before, I had only picked out like 10 projects because I was like, let me limit how many to pick from. And I love all the projects except for the ones I UFO'd so far. But I was not feeling some of these projects. Like Snowy Delight, I only need like maybe 100 stitches to finish it off, and I did not want to work on it. Like, so it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I should go back to picking a bunch of projects again. I was kind of doing less projects because I was worried that I was going to run out of stuff for the basket if I finished all those other goals. But then also, I was trying to not create decision paralysis for myself. But then I messed myself up because I was like, I don't want to work on this. I don't want to work on this. I don't want to work on this. So let's do 15 projects today, and then we'll see how I feel after that. Because 7 of my projects are not in the basket because they're out on they're my year-long projects. So 7 of the projects. So I got 43 whips in here to pick from. Let's do 15. We'll see where we're at time-wise. And maybe I'll do a few more after that. We'll see. Okay. I got to make sure they're all in the corner. Oh, see this one over here is like tucked in here. I almost kind of want to get a different basket because they're like getting tucked in the... This used to be full. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to pull out is Haunted Library, Sal. Hopefully these projects I'll be like, ooh, I want to work on that. Ooh, I want to work on that. Haunted Library, Sal. So if you've not watched my videos before, I pull my projects out of the basket. I tell you what my goals are to finish them. I show you where my starting point, because I do not edit my videos to include before pictures. And yeah. Okay. So Haunted Library, Sal. This is from Lola Crow Cross Stitch on Etsy. She also has a, what's it called? The one for this year. I want to get it to do next year. Her current, this was from last year. Her current one that just finished is Greenhouse of Oddities. That's the other one that she released this year, and I want to get it so I can do it next year because it's really cute. Okay, so Haunted Library Sal. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This was in 10 chapters, and I started this last November. Yeah, started this last November. My goal for the year is to complete the prologue. Really, it's 11 chapters. So it's a prologue, and then it's 10 chapters. So really, it's 11 parts. But my goal is to complete the prologue here. And it's being done on a Vintage Country Mocha. I think it's an 18 count Ada. So this is my starting point. Here we go. Let me get it so you can actually see what I've done. Here we go. So this is my starting point. Look at those little skulls. But yeah, that's my starting point, and my goal is to get the prologue done. But this is, so over here is where, so it's getting there. I don't know how many stitches it's going to take because I'm doing it off of a paper. So I don't know how many stitches it's going to be. I could probably sit there and count it out, but I ain't got time for that. All right. Next up. And if I pull a goal, because I already put the ones that I just showed you, I already put them back in this basket. So if I pull it, I'm not going to pull it. I'm not going to like hold it up for you to see if I just showed you. Oh, White Tiger Ghost. Can barely see that. White Tiger Ghost. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. I don't know who did the artwork. I gotta look at that. I wish there was a way to sort your patterns by, like, alphabetically. That would make my life easier. Artwork is by Jeremy Paul. This is a crop of a larger piece. It's 300 by 300 with 59 colors. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. Boop. My goal for this is to get it to 5%. My printout of my goals is not updated, so I'm not sure. Hang on, let me see if I can figure out real quick. Let's see, 4,100. Holy cow. I'm at 2,500. $1,600 stitches left, I think. I got to double check my math. So I'm doing this on a 14 count ivory Ada, maybe a 16 count ivory Ada. So I always go back and forth with my parking. Like, I'll get a piece and I'll start parking, and then I'll get tired of the parking and I'll say screw the parking, and then I worked in all my park threads. This piece, I'm gonna try to, so that's my starting point. This piece I'm actually going to try to stick with the parking because of how it is. Like if I screw up a color, it's going to be very obvious if it gets messed up. So I'm going to try to stick to the parking so that I don't mess up the tiger stripes. So that's my starting point, and I think I need about 1,600 to finish the goal. So I'm currently at 2.78%, and my goal is to get it to 5%. All right. Hey, maybe to get this, oh, I'm at 40 minutes already. Never mind. I was gonna say to get this to an hour, maybe I'll talk about my thoughts on my plans for next year. I keep changing them. We'll see where I'm at when I draw it. Oh my God, why won't this open? Oh, Butterfly and Bees Cell. I keep pulling this and I never work on it. Butterfly and Bees Cell. What's that? So this is from, this is out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is from the year 2020, I believe. Hang on, I can't get this open. I believe this is from the 2020 issues. Let me see. Yeah. So Just Cross Stitch magazine, I believe they're a US based cross stitch magazine, and every year they have a stitch along of some sort. And so the year of 2020 was the Butterfly and Bees one, and it was Butterflies and Bees designed by Julia Lucas of Julia Lucas Designs. This is going to be the entire piece. Every block has a specialty stitch of some sort, at least one, sometimes two. I'm fairly close to being done with it. I only have 3 blocks left. And my goal, this is one of my finishes that I said I wanted to do. My goal is to finish it. That's my starting point. This is being done on a 28 count white Monaco 2/2. Yeah, 2/2. So this is my starting point, and my goal is to finish it. So maybe I should actually work on this. Yeah, I should probably work on this. So, no idea how many stitches it's going to be to finish it. All right. What am I doing? Wow. Please forgive me. I've been up since like 6 something this morning. Had to take my kids to school. All right. Next up is Hope. This is another Stitch Rovia piece. It came in a trio of patterns called Joy, Hope, and Love that I cannot find. Here we go. Love is completed. My goal was to complete all 3 of them. I completed Love back in like January, and I am currently working on Hope and Joy. So this is the one that I just pulled, Hope, right there. This piece is 77 by 77. I'm doing this on a 28 count white Monaco 2/2. And that is my starting point. I'm doing this on paper, so again, I have no clue how many stitches it's going to be. This is a fairly easy stitch though, because it's kind of blocky with the colors, so I like it. The other piece, excuse me, is that Pepsi? That other piece, Joy, is a little bit of a pain in the ass because it's a lot of confetti from the fireworks. Now watch me pull it. But yeah, this Hope piece is a lot of blocky colors, so I think it's pretty reasonable to get this piece done if I actually work on it. Okay, so this one I'm actually going to just kind of get my fabric caught in the zipper. This piece I'm actually just going to put right here in case I end up pulling Joy, because that would be my luck. Okay, next up is James Dean. This is from Stitching Jewels Design. James Dean, it was an actor back in, what, the 50s? Died in a car crash. Oh, let me pull up the pattern real quick so that I can tell you how many. I haven't, her stuff is Pattern Keeper, God, I can't talk. Pattern Keeper compatible. This is 170 by 240. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. I'm doing this on 18 count Ada in the color, what is it, Hazelwood? Hazelwood? I think it's Hazelwood. I don't know. Some kind of brown mottled from Zweigart. Zweigart's the one that has the orange thing, right? Zweigart. This is my, God, dog it, man. Here we go. Okay, this is my starting point. My goal is to finish it. I was supposed to finish it last year for her, and I did not. But I've gotten a few people hooked on her stuff, so I figured their dollars to her website to kind of make up for that. My goal is to finish this. It's a total of 12,954 stitches. I currently have 3,892 done. I am at 30.04%. I don't know why I thought it was further than that. So I have 9,062 stitches left to do. So let's see. Let's math that since I know the stitch count for this. So 500 a day, 9,000. Well, we won't count that 62. That takes like 15 minutes for me to get done. I can't math. I don't know. I don't know. Hang on, let me do some long division because now it's bugging me. Was that 18 days? I think it's 18 days. I don't know. Whatever. You guys are really seeing my math skills right now. All right. Okay. Next up is Christmas Penguin. I feel like I probably said I wanted to finish 12 things because I've already pulled out a few that I said were supposed to be finishes. This is finish number 3 I said I was going to be doing. So yeah, I think I had like 12 pieces I wanted to finish this year. And this is coming from someone who's had like one or two finishes in the past like 2 years. Okay, Christmas Penguin is a small little kit from Dimensions. My goal is to finish it. This piece does have a shite ton of French knots in the sky that are supposed to be snowflakes. And I'm not going to do that. My little penguin is running mail in the snowbanks and it is not currently snowing. I am not going to do all those French knots. But this is my starting point, and like I said, my goal is to finish it. I'm close to halfway done with the snow at the bottom. I have to finish the penguin and the scarf. So I say I'm probably, I think I might be maybe about 50% of the way done. It's my math skills again. You guys see how good I am at math. Okay. Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure for Lachlan. I pulled this last time. I did not touch it. It's in my bag in front of me, so let me move this out of the way. I'll go ahead and show you because I did not work on this at all. So Stuart Cunningham from Cunning Cross Stitch released a Stitch Your Own Adventure a couple years ago for Harry, and the theme was Harry Potter. He took the pattern down because he had, he took the pattern down. Hang on one second. I'm sorry. There we go. My son was trying to call me. So real quick, my son was trying to call me because he was probably like, what in the world? Because I dropped my kids off at school. Usually I drop them off down this, like in the neighborhood next to the school, and they walk to school. But I dropped them off on school property. And then I get a phone call at like 12:30, an automated call from the school saying, your child has been marked absent. And I'm like, excuse me? So I had texted him. I'm like, excuse me, why does it say, why am I getting a call that you were absent? And then my ex texted me and he was like, is Peyton okay? Because he got the call too. And I was like, I'm trying to call the school now. So I had called 7 times because it was like nobody was picking up. They finally picked up and she was like, oh, hold on a second. Let me double check, because I was like, I dropped them off on campus and I watched them walk up to the school, both of my kids, but only one of them was absent. And of course it was my 13-year-old. And I'm like, man, that boy better not be cutting school. He wasn't, he was there. She said what probably happened was that they do attendance in like Power School. It's like a computer program. And the substitute that he had probably didn't know how to do it right. So it marked him absent. So anyway, but I had texted him, why does it say you're absent? And then I never texted him back. So I think he was trying to call to say what happened. Anyway. I just want you to know why my finger was like all up in the camera. Okay, so anyway. Stuart Cunningham, he took down the Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure because he put up a new one this year that just started, and it is Lord of the Rings themed. So if you're into Lord of the Rings, I would suggest that you go check that out, because I have really enjoyed his Harry Potter one. I mean, I'm not really far into it, but I've been watching everybody else's pieces be worked on, and it's really neat. So anyway, this is really going to be the only mock-up I can give you, is the frame like this. I'm doing this 3 times. This is probably the only piece I will ever stitch more than once. I'm doing this 3 times. I'm doing one for myself and then one for each of my boys. So my goal for my younger son is to get parchment. I'm doing the outlines. I set a goal to do 2 outlines of the parchments for each of our pieces. So for his is to finish parchment 1 and do parchment 3. Wah wah, that's all I have so far. So I have a bit to go on his. Okay. And since I have 3 of those, I'm going to put that right there in case I pull one of the other ones. All right. Next up is Trucks and Goldens. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. Here it is. And this is a snippet of a larger piece. So this is 175 by 175 with 88 colors. Artwork is by Greg Giordano. Like I said, this is from the Cross Stitch Studio. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I started in the upper left-hand corner. I actually used this to do my parking tutorial. So I started with park threads, and then was that loud? Sorry, I dropped my tablet. And then I decided that I did not want to do parking anymore. So I got all my park threads worked in. And I am currently sitting at 6%, and I believe I want to get this to 10%. Pretty sure. I'm not even going to math how many stitches I need. Yeah, get to 10%. Maybe I will. I don't know. I really need to print a new list out. Yeah, because when I printed this out, I was at 1.75% according to this, and I'm currently at 6%. So anyway, I needed 4,100 stitches at the beginning of the year to get this done. So I don't know how many. Anyway, that's my starting point. And I'm doing this on a 14 count piece of ivory Aida. 6% so far, want to get it to 10%. All right. I don't even know how many pieces I've pulled. I'm gonna do this one and then I'm gonna count how many I've pulled out. All right. Gothic house. Gothic house. This is another Stitching Jewels piece. Is this it? I think this might be it. I don't know. No, that's not it. Probably help if I look in the G's and not the I's, right? Here it is. Okay, so Gothic House by Stitching Jewels. This piece is 330 by 330. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I am doing this on a, I think this might be like a 25 or 28 count Vintage Stormy Night. And I'm currently at 7.84%. And I want to get this, I believe, to 10%. Hang on, let me find it. Yeah, I want to get it to 10%, and I'm currently at 7.84%. So I'm doing this in black, and that's my starting point. And I'm doing this 1/1 full cross with 1 thread. Oh, I said 1/1. Huh, durr. So that's my starting point. I don't know how many stitches I need. I got to sit down and calculate this with an actual calculator and not my brain. Because math is hard. Okay. Let's count these out real quick. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's only 9. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Get these all back in a pile. See, I'm sitting here thinking it's going to be a short video. I'm at 58 minutes. I've only had 9 projects pulled. It's probably because I keep running my mouth about stupid crap. Okay. Fruits Aplenty. Pulled this last time, but I did not work on it, so let me pull it out here. My goal for this is from Modern Folk Embroidery. This was the Stitch Along from 2021. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm doing this on a piece of Fabric of the Month from Mystic Fabrics, and it was from October of last year of 2022, and it is a 20 count Aida in the color Pumpkin Spice. The color is probably not going to show. It never shows up very well. It's usually, yeah, it's more of a brighter orange than this. And my color choices for this are 838. Crap, hang on. I have them written down in my book here. Hang on. The brown is 838. The orange is 946, and the green is 3345. So the brown and the orange are my 2 main ones. I'm kind of doing this like an autumn kind of theme, you know, and fall. And so I'm mainly doing brown and orange, and then the green I'm going to sporadically put wherever I feel like it. But anyway, my goal for the year was to do 1,000 stitches on it. I still need to do 500 stitches to get the goal completed. And I'm going to leave this one sitting next to me because I have another pattern in there as well. So I'll leave that sit next to me in case I pull it. All right. Next up is, I'm having a repeat of last time. Jukebox. I pulled this last time and didn't work on it. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by SYOA Marchetti. This is, it says Jukebox, and it's max color. So there's like 5,000 colors in it. Here it is. Not that. Stop. It is 500 by 666, has 238 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I think this is a really badass looking piece and I'm very excited about it. And my goal for this, let me find it and then I'll show you my starting point. My goal for this is to get it to 0.5. This was a new start at the end of last year for me. So my goal for this was to get it to 0.5%, and to do that I was going to need 1,365 stitches. I have no idea how many stitches I need now. I am currently at 0.27%. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana, and that is my starting point. And that is a guitar. Right here. That right there is a guitar, I promise. So that's my starting point for that. I think oh, you know what? I have it written down here because I was 765 stitches is what I had left on it to get that goal completed. Number 11. Cosmic Bowling. I pulled this one last time and didn't work on it either. I need to mix these up a little bit. This one is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. Regular size, regular color. I can't find it. Here it is. 750 by 535. It has 89 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love this, love this, love this. And my goal for it is to not drop my tablet again. My goal is to get it to there it is, 0.5% for this one as well. And I am currently at 0.3%. 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. That's where I'm currently at. I am at 0.3% exactly. So yeah. All right. Oh, I should have the stitches on here. About 800, I think I needed. All right. Trying to shake this up a little bit because I'm starting to get into that thing that happened to me last time where I basically just pulled all the same projects again. Okay, number 12. House. I showed you because I worked on it. That piece right there. So we'll move on quickly from that. My goal is to complete part 2 or pattern 2 in all 4 color schemes. That should be an easy one. Ah, here we go. See, this is why I was holding those pieces aside. Joy. So I kind of showed you. Okay, let me just pull that. That one right there. My goal is to finish this one too. And this is my starting point. I think I'm maybe about 60% of the way done. Christmas on the beach. Becky. Becky has been after me to finish this forever. This is a goal to finish. I don't have the cover photo. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. I don't have the cover photo. I don't know what happened to it, but you don't really need it because here it is. All I have to do is backstitch. So all I gotta do is backstitch. That's where I'm at. And I hate backstitching dimensions kits. I can't stand it. But I have learned my lesson, and I will now backstitch as I go on the kits that I have right now, so that I don't run into this conundrum of having a completely finished cross stitch project and let it sit for another 10 years because I don't want to do the back stitching. All right, Apple Pie Harvest. This is from Charting Creations. Artwork is by Janet Kresskamp. This is 475 by 356. It has 90 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal is to finish page 1. Up here. I'm close. I'm real close. This is being done 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. I'm real close. Like that right there. So this goal is almost done. I don't know how many stitches I need. I think, is this one of the, or does this cut into? No, it cuts into it. But I believe I'm going to estimate maybe 100 to 200 stitches just from what I can see right here. Maybe 300 to 400. 200 to 300. Between 100 and 400 stitches, and this should be done. Just looking at like the empty spaces on Pattern Keeper. All right. Why am I having difficulty here? What's happening? Here we go. Okay. Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure for Peyton. So I showed you the mock-up of the stuff. Peyton's is to finish 1 and 5. These two here. His is the furthest along out of all 3 of ours, which is funny because I started mine first. Parchment 5 is done, and Parchment 1 is almost done. I think when I was trying to add it up quickly, I think I need about 600 stitches to finish his off. All right, let's pull maybe a couple more. Some of these are stuck. Ooh, Poltergeist Pirates. This is another piece that I'm doing for Peyton. I think I got like 3 pieces I'm working on for him. really, one was a Christmas stocking. That goal was done. The Harry Potter piece. Really, this wasn't for him, but when he saw me working on it and he saw what it's going to look like, he said he wanted it. Poltergeist Pirates from Glendon Place. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm doing this on the call for fabric. It's a 28 count casual linen in the color Bang by Crosswing Collection. And this is my starting point. This is my starting point. There we go. My goal is to do 1,500 stitches on it. And I have to double check. I think I've only worked on this one time and I did 500. So I think I still need 1,000. I have to double check in the computer just to make sure I didn't do any more. But I believe I still need to do 1,000 more stitches on this. Okay. Ooh, almost dropped it. Okay, next up is ooh, Rainbow Castle. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece, another Ciro Marchetti piece. As you can tell, I really love his artwork. Yeah, regular size, max color. And it is 500 by 738. It has 239 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to get it to 1%. I had high hopes for myself, didn't I? Whoops, it's Cosmic Bowling. I want Rainbow Castle. Rainbow Castle, I'm currently at 0.17%. Really, 1%? I really said that? What is wrong with me? Rainbow Castle, get to 1%. Holy cow. Wow. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. That's my starting point. Holy cow. There's my starting point. 1%. What is wrong with me? God bless. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay. Sweet Shop. This is from Pain Free Crafts. It is a retired piece, right? Or is it going to be retired? No, I think it's retired now. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. I think, I don't remember. I do not recall if this is still available. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. 650 by 469. There was an artist that was retiring from Pain Free Crafts. I feel like it's him because there was other shops and I bought them all. I think it was him. So anyway, I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on it's either a 28 or a 32 count easy count Lugana. That is my starting point. And my goal for this is to get it to 1%. Really? Am I looking at the right paper? Yeah. Another 1%? What is... 1%, whatever. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this whip parade last year and set all these goals. I'm at 0.46% right now, so I'm almost halfway there. Starting point. All right. Let's pull one more, shall we? One more. Single step, another Stitch Rovia piece. I pulled a lot of, it's like, I think it's getting to that point though now, where I have like a lot by the same designers. So this is Single Step by Stitch Rovia, and it says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And this is my starting point. And my goal for this is to, there's green lines above and below the word begins that kind of like that. So my goal is to get those done and basically do the boat and the water and the clouds. That's my goal. That's my starting point. So pretty close to a finish for this goal. I have to, there is some back stitching that needs to be done. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. Okay. How many is that? Jesus, what is wrong with me? Hang on. Okay. I like started dropping my thing. Okay. So let's see how many this is. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. 1, 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I just pulled 21 pieces. Oh my God, I have 7. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's pull 2 more to make it 23, plus my 7 that are year-long projects, right? And we'll just make it an even 30 to pick from for the next, because, yeah, for the next couple weeks. Okay. Ah! Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure, mine. I don't know why I threw that down there. Ow! I hurt myself. Okay, my Stitch Your Own Adventure. My goal for mine is to complete parchments 1 and 2. So that one and that one. I was trying to do the parchments different, like all of them start with 1, but then do a different parchment completed for all 3 so that I could just easily see which one was which. So this is my starting point. This is not actually, these are all like half stitches, so I'm really not done with the darker part of the border. I have to go back and finish those. See? So mine is actually the least far along, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta do parchments 1 and 2 for mine. All right, one more. Last one. Summer Sampler, did I not? Oh, Summer Sampler. Didn't I finish that one? Spring Sampler's in here. Let me set this aside because Summer Sampler, I completed that goal. I think I accidentally put it back in the basket. Here we go. Walking to Town. That's the piece I only did 250 stitches on. So I still need 750 to complete that goal, because I said I wanted to do 1,000 stitches on it. That dimensions kit. Okay. So 30 pieces to pick from, because I went a little crazy with that. September's winding down. October is very quickly approaching. Real quick, if you're still watching, thanks for watching for this long, but real quick, Witchy Stitcher, it's been floating around Facebook. I don't know if she knows about this or not. It's like I want her to know, because I want everyone, I want her to know how much we all support her, but I kind of hope she doesn't know, because when she gets this influx of orders, she's gonna be like, what just happened? But she has been diagnosed with a rare form of blood cancer. She's currently being treated for. So somebody, I don't know who, but it's been getting around that they have declared October the 1st Witchy Stitcher Day. So to show your support, they would like you to go onto her Etsy shop and purchase a pattern. PDF, please, not something that she has to physically mail out, because she is currently undergoing cancer treatment. So nothing to make her really work, something more along the lines of a PDF where it will be automatically sent to your email. She has, so her style is very very scary. So if that's not really your thing, then obviously you don't have to buy it. So there's a couple of her patterns that that I've looked at that I thought were neat. So I'm gonna wait until October the 1st so I can join in on the buy all the things thing from her, and I'll get a couple of her patterns. So I will link her Etsy shop down below, so you can have a quick link to it. If you see this after October the 1st, go ahead and buy something from her anyway if you like that style. She has like I said, she's Witchy Stitcher. She's very kind of scary stuff kind of thing, but she does have some non-scary stuff too. So scroll through her whole shop, because she does have some stuff that is not scary. Not a lot, but some. So anyway, I think that's it for the news that I have. Yeah, I believe that's it. Let me throw these in here real quick, and I want you to see, I started the year with these Sterilite containers, 2 of them completely full of whips, right? And what I've been doing is as I finish off a goal, I pull it out of the bin, and I was setting it aside so that I wouldn't have to keep digging through these things, right? I'm just putting these back real quick. Now, granted, I have 23 of the whips sitting out right now because I pulled them to work on them. But like I said, I started the year with 2 of these Sterilite containers full of patterns. Like I was struggling to put the pieces in them, and add 23 more because of those right there, but that's all I have left to pick from for the year. So it's not a lot, but like I keep saying, it's a lot of stitching. So, okay, we're at 1 hour and 24 minutes. I got stuff to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going. If you are still watching, thank you so much for following along. So hopefully I have a better 2 weeks of stitchy time and I can get a lot of stitches done. I'm not sure how many of the goals I will have completed. I will try to do at least a few so that we can mark them off on my board. I will get at least 1 goal done at minimum, but I'm hoping for more, but I don't know, we'll see. we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's it. That's all I gotta say. So take care, happy stitching, get a lot of stitches in, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.